It's the salty taste on your cheek at 3 a.m. when you're heartbroken. It's the stinging sensation in your eyes when the wind blows too strongly. And it's the uncontrollable flow of tears when you hold your newborn baby in your arms for the first time. To the brain, these moments are entirely different worlds. But to the tear glands, it all seems like just routine. Or is it really? It turns out your body has a storage system for tears, and each type carries a completely different biological signature. One type is for healing, one for protection, and one type simply to wipe the windows of the soul. Today, we'll explore 3 types of tears and the biological secrets behind why we cry. Imagine you're in the kitchen chopping onions for dinner on a Sunday afternoon. Suddenly, your eyes sting, and a flood of tears blurs your vision. Now, rewind time to a completely different moment. Perhaps it's the day you watched your best friend walk down the aisle. Or the night you sat alone, feeling the weight of a long year on your shoulders. The feeling in your eyes is the same, but the weight in your chest is no different. Are all those tears made the same? If we caught a tear on the kitchen counter and compared it to a tear shed during a heartfelt farewell, would they tell the same story? In fact, humans have 3 types of tears: basal tears, reflex tears, and emotional tears. Right now, as you watch this, you are technically crying. Don't worry, you're not sad. It's just your basal tears performing their silent 24/7 maintenance shift. Think of them as the invisible janitorial staff of your eyes. While you sleep, work, or drive, this system ensures your eyeballs stay slick and protected. But these aren't just ordinary drops of saline solution. They're made up of 3 intricate layers. First is the mucus layer, the biological glue that helps everything stick to your eye. Then comes the aqueous layer, a salty shield packed with antibodies to kill bacteria and keep things hydrated. Finally, the lipid layer, an oily seal on top that prevents the whole thing from evaporating into thin air. If just one member of this trio goes on strike, your world becomes a desert of dry, stinging irritation. It's a perfect balance we take for granted every second. But if this system is always running perfectly in the background, then why do our eyes suddenly overflow and lose control the moment life gets complicated? Now let's go back to that kitchen table. When you slice into an onion, you're actually starting a chemical war. The onion releases a gas called syn-propanethyl S-oxide, which drifts upward and hits your eyes like an invisible cloud of acid. Your brain's alarm system immediately screams, "Intruder alert." This is where your reflex tears come in. But here's the fascinating part. These tears aren't the same as your everyday ones. They are mostly water and packed with extra antibodies to flush the surface and protect the cornea. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a high-speed defense system. You aren't crying. You're performing a biological deep clean. However, there is one type of tear that is even more mysterious. It doesn't show up because of an acid or a grain of sand. It arrives when there is no physical threat at all, only a heavy heart. Why does the body use a water-based defense to process a feeling? Finally, we arrive at the most human drop of all: emotional tears. While the first 2 types focus on physics, these are all about chemistry. Think of your body like a high-pressure steam engine. When emotions, whether intense grief or overwhelming joy, become too much to handle, your system hits a red zone of imbalance. To prevent a total meltdown, your brain opens a unique safety valve. But here's the secret. Emotional tears are physically heavier and stickier than the others. Why? Because they are carrying a toxic cargo. Under a microscope, we find high levels of ACTH, a hormone linked to stress, and enkephalin, a natural painkiller. When you cry, you aren't just venting. You are literally leaking stress chemicals out of your pores. It is a biological detox that resets your nervous system. This explains why you often feel a strange, calming fatigue after a long cry.
One idea is that crying might serve a basic physiological purpose to soothe your mind and body.
Your body didn't just feel the pain, it manufactured a liquid solution to wash it away. It's not a sign that you're broken, it's proof that your body has a built-in mechanism to keep you whole. We humans are the most advanced species of animals. While your dog or a majestic elephant might have eyes that water to clear out dust, humans are the only species that shed tears because of a heavy heart. Why did evolution keep such a vulnerable trait? Think of an emotional tear as a silent, universal SOS signal. Before our ancestors even developed complex language, a tear was a white flag raised on the face.
Most people reported being more willing to help when they saw those tear tracks. In fact, tears might be an even more important cue in adults than in babies.
It tells those around us, I am overwhelmed. I need help. Please don't hurt me. By blurring our vision, tears effectively disable our ability to fight, forcing a shift from aggression to empathy. It's the invisible thread that binds a community together, turning a private internal struggle into a visible call for connection. We didn't just evolve to survive the elements, we evolved to survive together. But if these water droplets are chemically different, why do they look exactly the same to the naked eye? If you want to see the true complexity of a teardrop, look at its architecture. Photographer Rose Lynn Fisher documented the microstructure of over 100 different types of human tears. The result? A collection called The Terrain of Tears, and it has completely changed what we know. Under an electron microscope, these teardrops look like vast, intricate landscapes from another planet. When we cry over onions, the dry salt forms angular, crystalline structures resembling a harsh, snow-covered tundra. But look at a tear shed from profound grief, and that map changes completely. It looks like the tangled roots of ancient trees or a fragile, cracked forest of glass. While other primates scream and howl to signal distress, a weeping human can sit in total silence, with nothing but salt water betraying their internal storm. This is no accident. It is the evolutionary silence. Millions of years ago, on the dangerous African savanna, making noise was a death sentence. To scream for help was to invite a predator to dinner. Our ancestors needed a way to say, "I'm hurting," or "I need backup," without making a sound. Evolution's solution was the tear. It became a silent visual SOS, a glistening signal on the cheek that only your tribe could see from a close distance. By blurring our vision and dampening our breathing, the tear also acted as a biological white flag, signaling to an angry rival that we were no longer a threat, effectively diffusing violence without a single word. In the harsh reality of early human life, crying wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a tactical masterpiece. It allowed us to bond, to heal, and to seek protection in the shadows of a world that was always listening. So the next time you feel a sting in your eyes, remember that you aren't just leaking water. You are witnessing one of the most sophisticated systems in the human body in full effect. Crying doesn't mean you are weak. It means you are a functioning, feeling, and beautifully complex human being. It's the bridge between our biology and our deepest stories. After all, sometimes the simplest things your body does, like shedding a tiny, salty drop, are the ones that prove just how extraordinary you really are. One simple fact at a time, that's how we understand the world. Like, subscribe to Simple Why and tell us your question below. Your why could be our next video.